let's kick it off. Thanks for joining this party planning. I'll just frame it a little bit real quick. I don't think much happened in the last few weeks, but before that, we discussed a whole bunch of different events. There have been kind of loose discussions, but now that they're getting nearer, it's better if we kind of start getting organized. And that'll become a little bit more clear later with the Designathon. So we have this Google Doc here that I shared. And in there, I just reordered things a little bit by date, basically. So Designathon, Accessibility Day, Oslo Freedom Forum, BTC Prague, Bitcoin Presidio. Then there's Summer of Bitcoin, UX Bootcamp, Spitchala Fellowship, BTC Helsinki, Build with LDK, Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, and a whole list of other conferences. Now, some of these some of us are just attending, and other ones the community is actually organizing, like the Designathon. So I would just focus today on some of these top ones here, and just kind of talk through them, like 10, 15 minutes each, maybe. Or what do you think?
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
How's your audio, Michael? If your camera's not working, can you speak?
Yeah, the audio seems to be fine, I guess.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I turned on the camera and it just doesn't recognize it. I don't know. Have to troubleshoot it later.
Okay, cool. As long as you can participate. So the design. Okay, I guess I'll just kick things off here. So Accessibility Day is May 15. We don't have any control over that. That's just when it is, because it's a separate event. I also threw out dates for Designathon 2 to be from May 4 to May 18, which are Sunday to Sunday, which is 2 weeks. Designathon 1 was 2 weeks, which was great for people who have jobs, family, lives, other things, that they can also participate. Makes it a little bit cool. That's cool, easier compared to hackathons that are maybe just a weekend. So, but if we use those dates, then Accessibility Day and Designathon 2 there's an overlap, which then it would lend itself to put them together and maybe have a whole accessibility track during a Designathon, make it a bigger event than it usually is, which is kind of cool. So I guess the big question is, are those dates okay? Is that what we want to commit to, May 4 to May 18? Any thoughts for, against?
I think it's good. Right before the Freedom Forum, it'd be nice to wrap it up before that.
May 4 to May 18. Yeah, let's have a look.
I was pulling up my calendar. Yeah, then there's 1 week break between that and the Oslo Freedom Forum.
Yeah, that works out fine. Yeah.
Okay. So the first Designathon was organized by Mo and I with the support of John's, right? Or were there other people helping? Mo, do you remember?
Not that I can
It's
remember.
already 3 years ago. So in preparation for this conversation, I put together a planning document for a second Designathon. For some reason, the share button's not working. Try this again. Oh yeah, but you have a link here too. If you press this planning doc link here, you'll get to it. So to frame that one a little bit, so this was the website. It was in 2022. We also had 2 weeks. And for 2 weeks, people got together, worked on projects, did whatever they wanted. It was meant as a hackathon, globally accessible, anyone. You just need to be online. People can work on anything creative, anything that they want. If it's technology, that's cool, but you don't have to. There has to be no code involved, right? It's meant to be very broad. So projects that maybe at hackathons where they feel like, oh, there's pressure to work on some library or so, where people maybe feel uncomfortable, like, you can make posters, you can come up with a dance, whatever you want, so it meant to be very, very, very open and flexible, just as a way for people to get together. 3 years ago, it was actually there was a bigger hackathon called Legends of Lightning, and the Designathon Legends of Lightning started at the same time. So the Designathon was an opportunity for some projects to start with design, to start with creative, start exploration, and then at the end of those 2 weeks of the Designathon, then go into Legends of Lightning and maybe then start coding or continue there. So that was kind of nice. We got John's and the Bolt Fun crew. They helped get attention, organize things, and all of this stuff. So this time we're kind of on our own a little bit with this one, but really shouldn't be a big hurdle. So we had this website here. On the website, you can still see which project participated here. I think it even says which one won the prizes. You can see the prices. The prizes were cool. Initially, we didn't even plan any prizes. Then people said, we need prizes. And then a lot of different people stepped up. Like Bitbox said, cool, we'll give a Bitbox. And other people stepped up and gave swag and other things. So it was really, really awesome. We didn't have a foundation at the time, so now we have this one. And then people, before forming projects and everything, people submitted ideas. Even if they didn't want to work on something themselves, they could submit ideas for projects. So you can see those too. And then you can see a schedule here, related events, Q&A. So that there's all that stuff. So we could organize it pretty much the exact same way. We could reuse the website code. We could reuse the way that the jury reviewed things, the categories, all of this type of stuff, with some extra tracks and some minor differences too. So that's a good thing here. We could reuse a lot of stuff. And just one more quick thing. If we pick, looking at the schedule, if we say May 4 to May 18, right, then we can say, okay, May 4 is our kickoff day, May 18 is our wrap-up day. In the middle, we kind of have a middle check-in. If 2 weeks before the event, we want people to start kind of forming projects, right, then that would be April 20. If 2 weeks before that, we want to start people to be able to say, like, to sign up or submit ideas for projects, then that would be April 6th. If we want to have a website live to start promoting the whole thing, that would be maybe a week before that, April 1 or so. And then that means we kind of have to start working on a website and stuff next week. So working backwards, kind of that's where it puts things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up. If we want to do this, we can also push it out for another 2 years. So I don't know. What do you make of this organizational framework so far?
April 1 website live, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That means we
if we copy paste the old framework, we have the code. Maybe we make some aesthetic changes or tweaks, but we could just reuse it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How much of the existing site could we reuse? Probably a lot of it. You already have the like accordion components for dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think I put it in the code too. There were like 5 different states for the website. First it was like, hey, there's an event. Then it was like, okay, here you can submit ideas and sign up. And it was like, okay, here you can form projects. And it was like, okay, the event is on right now. Here, check out the schedule. This is what's happening today. And then it was like, okay, the event's over. Here are the winners, all this stuff. So it kind of changed over time to reflect the current state. There's supporting stuff. We used Airtable as kind of a database in the back to allow for sign-up forms and track things. And then when the website was built, it called the Airtable API to get a list of projects and stuff. So there was fairly low maintenance. We also had, when you signed up, we sent you this form that said, thanks for signing up. Here's how it works. This stuff. There's some supporting material for social media and stuff. So it's a bunch of activities. We need to organize prices and things. So there's a bunch of stuff to do. But yeah, we've done it before. So we have more experience now, at least more an idea.
I would say reusing as much of the content on the website as possible without overcomplicating it. Like if we just need to change dates, keep it as and push it live as soon as possible. And the reason being is last year we were leaning on the event of John's, and we don't have that right now. So in terms of publicity and getting people to submit project ideas, in terms of getting prizes in, sponsors for prizes, we need to get on earlier just because we don't have the event of John's to lean on to. So I think, yeah, just get the website
Yeah.
ASAP. Few tweaks as possible, if possible, and just promote, get in applications. Yeah.
It also feels that the kind of getting people interested is probably the main challenge here.
Yeah.
We just need to get some good prices. Then we'll make people interested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely ask at Trezor what they can support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can ask Open Cache as well.
So there, there's some interesting stuff here. So of course we need judges. We can reuse the judging framework and the process from last time too. But there's something to think about is how to award prizes. So I put 3 options in here. One is you would just have general project prize 1, 2, 3 for best, second best, third best, right? That's kind of everyone gets compared along the same scale. You have subcategories like good design, innovative, creative, whatever. Or you have separate prizes for categories like this one's the best design, this one the most innovative, this one was the most accessible, this one was whatever, had the best process or so. But all projects still get judged on the same, like kind of they're a little bit competitive, to each other. Or we have different tracks. Like let's say we have Eric, you and Gundlaf, you were like, we want to have an eCache design competition. So maybe that's one track, right? Maybe we have an accessibility track and there's just a specific price, right? So a project chooses like, I'm part of the Bitcoin track, I'm part of the eCache track, I'm part of the Oscar track. And then like the little bit of categories. And I think it changes a little bit the dynamics. If you have one super big prize, then maybe kind of the mercenaries come out and try to shoot for it. If like more smaller prizes, maybe it's a little bit more casual. Just some stuff that we can figure out.
I wonder if we could do like a mix of both, where we have like 3 grand prizes that are kind of like category independent. And then we have like the separate prizes for tracks that are smaller.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
So last time, because we didn't really plan on prizes, and then people kind of started chipping in, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we have t-shirts to give away now too, cool. We just kind of looked at what stuff we had to give away, and then we came up with the prizes basically. But I mean, we can be more organized or plan it differently this time.
And I feel it gets more credibility when there's a live website online, because then everyone who's helping to organize, we can just send the website and be like, hey, this is what we're organizing, do you want to sponsor it? It just seems more legit when there's a website. So we could even, under the prizes section for now, say to be announced, or something really funny and, with a hint of sarcasm at potential sponsors. It would be amazing if you would be here, and just push it out, and send it over to people. And everyone just, as a team, we just roll into people's DMs and say, hey, do you want to sponsor? Hey, do you want to sponsor? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like some of this stuff aren't judging or so. That can be figured out later, right? We can figure that out next month or so. But like more like you said, there's like, it's good to get the word out early, basic version of the website, put a stake in the ground, start talking about it. Even if you can't sign up yet, just, create some attention. And then, start, we can come up with a sequence of what things are good to start early and then what things we can figure out a little bit later, and then just kind of work through it. These events sometimes sound overwhelming, but when you split it up and break it down, it's all pretty manageable, I would say.
Yeah.
Any questions, thoughts, anything else so far?
Thoughts are more like on infrastructure. I feel like that should probably be like our first focus. And by infrastructure, I mean things like the Airtable integration. Like you mentioned, like media assets, Christoph, when people sign up, like having stuff like that. Do you think that, I feel like if we want to get started on this, like we should probably get started on that as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
probably the first place is to look at the existing like website repo. Who designed it? Who's the most comfortable
And I
with
designed
it?
it and coded it, so I know it all in
Okay.
and out. So it's no problem.
Do you have like the capacity to take that on, or is that something that you'd want maybe one of us to pick up, and then maybe you move on to like a different task perhaps, or?
No, no, it shouldn't be a problem. I can help with all that stuff if it's really just forking or cloning the repo, and then we can just kind of split up things up. I would like to, even if we keep the main, maybe we can make slight tweaks to the look or so.
I feel like we should have a
Just
different
something
theme.
subtle.
Yeah, like it should be. I don't know, like it just like if it's very rounded and friendly this time, I don't know, maybe it could be like more like boxy and techy. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that, but like just maybe something to differentiate it from like 1 and 2.
And keeping it really practical, I'm happy to just go on the current live website from last year, just copy and paste all of the copy there into a Google document. In the Google document, we make quick iterations. In the sections where we have no information, we say TBD. And then while those other infrastructure things are being done in the background, we're doing the copy, and then Bob's your uncle copy moves straight in and it's done.
So the text that's on there right now is kind of the events over text. So
Yeah.
some of it's not going to apply. But I can just fork and get a link to the next one and just put it in the events upcoming state.
Yeah.
So we can just
Yeah, maybe we start with that
together.
copy.
And we start with the copy as well. Yeah, because the copy
events
just
upcoming.
tweak it to the minimum, and any sections we don't have information on, we just say TBD, because
So there's kind of, let's say, the website team or that type of stuff. There's the organized price type of stuff, and then there's like the social media promotion awareness type of stuff. You kind of a few different activities there. I think the social media stuff, because it's good to kind of regularly post, and we wish we could get Paper Psych to help out with this. He seems good at it and likes it, but he's not here today. Maybe we can rope him in on that one a little bit.
I mean, I'm happy to design some assets for that if we need, but those assets should probably be the same as whatever we're going to use on the website. So they should match.
I think they could. At the initial one, it doesn't matter. Like they can start matching once things come together. But better to have people to know about it at all.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in on copy. So if someone wants to take care of the Airtable for the submissions and all that, I'm happy to just take care of copy as much as I can.
Okay. Let me just create a who does what section here. So website basic code setup. Christoph, Mo website. Get website copy started. Then Eric, you said
social media marketing assets, whatever you want to call them.
Media marketing assets. Eric. Organize prices and sponsors is something. Then so that's still to come up, right? But during the event, there's, especially at the beginning, a lot of times some people come in, they don't have a team, they don't really know who to work with. There's this kind of matchmaking activity. Last time, the first few days, once these initial couple days were over, everyone was really quiet. Mo and I were worried, like, is anyone doing anything? We're like, no one's doing anything. We can't tell what's going on. But people were just quietly and busy working away. And then we were kind of positively surprised by all the submissions at the end. So there's some kind of managing and maintaining. I think we had office hours too, right, Mo? Where we just kind of said we'll be online at Jitsi every day for 10 o'clock, and then sometimes people joined, sometimes they didn't. So there's that type of stuff. If, let's say, we want to do an accessibility workshop during that time, or maybe an eCash workshop, whatever, right? There's kind of organizing events based on specific tracks. But that also might come a little bit later than something we can organize.
Is there another group of people who would be interested in promotion, like brainstorming a list of places where we can promote it? So it's just as easy as just like brain dumping, like these are all the places we can promote it, like just links or something like that. Because
Could probably do it in the doc. No.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can probably get Bitcoin Magazine or so to write about it.
Yeah.
Maybe some organizations like Vintium or other, educational, maybe Bitshala or so. Maybe they want to talk about it.
Austin Bitcoin Design Club would be a good one.
Yes.
yep.
Yeah. Let's make a section for that. Maybe like press
Places
PR.
to promote.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Summer of Bitcoin. Maybe some students want to join. Eric, did you say you seemed interested in coming up with a theme?
Yeah, just an idea I want to throw out there. If we just visually differentiate it from the 2022 one, and it doesn't have to be like a huge thing, but just like a different look and feel. I feel like that would be kind of nice.
Yeah. Okay. I put both of our names on there. Everyone can add their names to things if they want to. Totally cool. So Michael, Dan, Namar, Nandini, anything you want, it's all up for grabs. And if you feel like you have never done this before, totally cool. One of us has done each of those things before. You can just hop in and in any way you want. Or if you just want to participate later, that's also cool. Let's see. I could join.
Yeah, I'm probably
okay. Dan,
I can maybe help with
cool.
amplifying stuff, but I won't have too much time or any for actual organizational stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah. It is. You're already. Michael is local in Prague and helping organize the BTC Prague design track. So it's good if
we need you there. We got this one, Michael.
And
yeah,
Michael
no submissions yet.
Is the winner, one of the two winners of the first prize of the first Designathon. So
yeah, and Legends of Lightning, I think with agreement we got second place there. So basically I stopped because I won everything that there is, and
just retired at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, so I can lead the website setup next week.
I could start working on the theming and marketing stuff.
So Dan and Umar, myself and Eric, we all are interested in the visual theme stuff. We can start a Discord DM group to kind of get that going.
Sounds good.
Mo and Dan are just in website copy. Ideally, we don't need to change a lot there.
Yeah.
I'll just add that start once the right state of the new website is live.
I'm guessing everyone here is part of the Bitcoin design community. I'm just wondering if we have everyone's usernames. I know we have Eric's, we have Michael. Is there anyone else that's offered to help who we might be adding to a group chat that we might need their username?
Yeah, Dan, are you Dan in Discord? And
okay.
I'm actually Johan's in Discord.
Okay.
I just wrote that down.
Perfect. And then there's
Thanks.
Jason Bits as well. Let's just go grab these usernames.
Yes, it's probably good if we figure out the basic website and the visual theme for social media stuff, promotion by end of next
Yeah.
week, and just spam everyone.
I can work on that tonight. Probably over the weekend too. If we get the channel going, I'll just start dumping out ideas linked to the Figma. Then we can collab on it.
Yeah, I mean, my for the initial design for the last event, it was, I really went for something kind of animated, bubbly, friendly, approachable, playful. Like if you hover over the characters,
Yeah, I love that.
the color changes and it's like it's in motion. Just to like, I didn't want cypherpunk. I didn't want super serious. Like it's not a competition. It's kind of a friendly, approachable community event, that type of thing, and just make it playful. That was kind of my
Yeah, I think it's
guiding
good.
direction there. Does anyone else have thoughts on a direction for the visual stuff? I mean, it can be different, but I mean, that's always what I like, anyways. That type of style. So it's not surprising. But,
Uh, I think we could mood board on it when we get added to the
Yeah.
Figma file.
just throw a bunch of ideas
Yeah.
together and
Yeah.
just take it from there.
So
We bearing in mind, like I know that because there will be more chefs in the kitchen now with the design. The last time it was just Christoph and I, so we just like, oh, those are cool, and it was like quick to make a decision. We we'll have to. It'll be fun to play around with ideas, but we'll be needing to move fast with coming with a design decision, just because we need to get it live. So that kind of playground of design creativity is just it's fun, but it's like a little bit like time crunched.
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes
we
sense.
could just maybe like throw initial ideas out, like pick one as soon as possible, and
Yeah.
then I think like the marketing stuff could be different. Like Christoph said, like if somebody wants to design like a sci-fi style marketing asset for the Designathon, that's cool. And if somebody wants to design the more bubbly one and use that, that's probably fine too. I kind of like the idea of them being open as well.
Yeah.
sounds good.
I mean, I'm sounding super boring. Like, I'm really happy to keep with the same design as last year, just to reduce any, but if you guys want to design, like, go ahead. Yeah, I like the design from last year, so I just want to keep it sweet, keep it minimalist. So yeah, but yeah,
Okay,
if you
cool.
guys,
Design team, we'll figure that out
yeah,
Yeah,
next
noted.
week. Cool. Should we talk more about Designathon or also about some of the other events?
we should talk about the other events.
Yeah, let's move on.
So Accessibility Day, we're kind of merging in now. So Jason, you're our accessibility master here. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, my thoughts are just around timing, right? Because it's starting at 2 a.m. my time and ending at 9 a.m. my time. So it's a little difficult, but I could certainly pull together a presentation to get us kicked off.
I'm sorry, what is starting?
The presentation time? Sorry, I thought last year was at 2 a.m. for me.
Oh, we can totally change that. We can totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can change that. Then, yeah, that opens up some other possibilities.
I mean, especially if we say we have an accessibility track, like we're doing a 2-week accessibility thing, then we could say, okay, the first 4 days we're all going to learn a bit about accessibilities, then we're going to spend 3 days all testing wallets and everyone reports, and then maybe we'll go in and we push some issues. Like we can do all kinds of stuff there, rather than just one workshop or one presentation or so. So it's an option to kind of expand it.
It would be nice. I'm just thinking about timing in my current work schedule. So yeah, I could certainly kick off with a presentation, discuss some common accessibility problems, some of the tools, some ways to improve accessibility in existing Bitcoin wallets and things like that, like we had last year, which I think was a really great presentation. And then from there, we could certainly have an accessibility design track as part of the Designathon. and I think that should be a part of the Designathon if it's possible. My only issue there is timing and whether I would be able to be as involved as I'd like to be. I could certainly help with some office hours in that regard. I could certainly help with doing the judging for accessibility and things like that. Some of the things that are a little more asynchronous would be a little bit easier for me. But yeah, I'm open to any other ideas that anyone else has as well.
No, that's exactly why the event's 2 weeks long. So more stuff can happen asynchronously, and it works for busy people too, ideally.
Cool. Well, I think we should do like an accessibility office hours then, as part of it at least. And I'm not sure what the cadence would be on that, what it was last year for some of the other office hours that you had, or maybe I just jump into the other office hours that you're currently doing. And
we can totally figure it out as we get closer to this. Whatever works for everyone,
Okay.
I don't remember the cadence, but let's see. We have a UX. Kickoff calls. Yeah, I think kickoff calls, we even had 2 of them spread out for people in different time zones. Yeah, so, totally flexible. Like, this is meant to be for the community, for people to participate, so we can totally adjust it to what works for everyone.
Okay. What was our kickoff calls last year? We had 2 a.m. and what was the other time? I didn't know there was another one.
There's a we had a pre-kickoff call. Oh yeah, that was just kind of warming people up. So one was at 11 GMT plus 2, and the other one was at 5. 6 hours later.
Yeah. Let's see, the 17 GMT.
Still used Slack at the time. You can if you want to, you can just write out like your ideal scenario. What you maybe you can think about it. Not so there's like the availability that you personally have, and then there's the ideal scenario of what would make a very successful design track. And then maybe we can figure out, because Mo and I, we also did a lot of accessibility stuff, maybe others else. Maybe we can also all chip in a little bit and make some of that stuff happen. So Mo and I, 3 years ago, as organizers, we also kind of saw ourselves as kind of filling in some bits and pieces there to make it work.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Let me do that. I'll come up with a ideal happy path scenario for a really good accessibility program as part of the accessibility track for the Designathon and Accessibility Day. And then just go from there.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure.
This will be the most extensive Bitcoin accessibility event in the ecosystem that's ever existed.
Just to get it in time, when do you think you would need that initial idea from me?
There's no rush. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like we have 4 weeks. I mean, we have so much other stuff to line up that some of the specifics of those tracks. That's
sure. Okay, I'd rather get it done sooner than later, but yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, and then we have Oslo Freedom Forum. So just real quick, the foundation works closely on certain things with Human Rights Foundation. Some people were there last year. Some people are going this year. There is a plan to do some user interviews with activists there to learn about them and then develop personas to then inform, design of Bitcoin applications and stuff. But otherwise, I don't think anyone here or so is doing any talks or anything else, right? It's kind of a learning experience and nothing centrally organized, right?
Oh, Yashraj is on the call. I was just talking about Yashraj and then he jumps on. Hey, you're going to live very long, Yashraj.
Oh, thank you, Mo. I should hope so.
So
How are you
with
guys?
the Oslo Freedom Forum, there's a goal to conduct UX research in 2 areas at the Oslo Freedom Forum, because it's going to be the event where there's going to be the most activists present in one location. This is insanely amazing. So one idea is to test applications that are being built at the moment for activists. And one of those, Yashraj is working one, which is Dana Wallet. He's already put together a UX research plan. And another one is White Noise, who I'm working with together with the founder to put together a UX research, basically usability testing plan. And then there's another area. So there's two usability tests, and there's another area of doing one-on-one interviews to develop these personas, as well as the jobs to be done for those personas, which will eventually go in the Bitcoin design guide. Now, in terms of collaboration with actually conducting the interviews, we're going to have to cap that at a maximum of 2 people who will actually conduct the interviews. And there's a specific reason for this. And this is the one-on-one 30-minute interviews, not the usability tests. Activists are very sensitive to their privacy. They've been living in a very fear-based environment. We won't be able to walk up to them with 5 different faces and be like, hey, all 5 of us or one of the 5 of us are going to interview you. They won't trust us. They won't feel safe. So in terms of the interviews, it's most likely going to be myself doing most or all of the interviews, as well as maybe maximum one other person. But in terms of the usability test, that's something that we can rally together with, and we can think about the usability testing plans and the research plans. We can rally together with those. There's no confirmation of a room yet. We've sent HRF a UX research plan for the one-on-one interviews. They haven't confirmed a room yet. Once the room's confirmed, we can figure out the logistics of the room. So there's kind of a bit of a wait with that one. Ideally, we do the one-on-one interviews separately. We wouldn't do the one-on-one interviews and the usability tests in the room at the same time, because that's just going to be complete mayhem, and it just won't be a calm and peaceful environment. So we'll have to figure out the logistics in the room. Yeah, that's the Oslo Freedom Farm. Yeah. So I think in terms of rallying together and help, I think it's Yashra just put together a usability testing plan. Yeah, that's the white noise. Yeah. Yashra just put together a usability testing plan for Dana Wallet. Yeah, and then there's still a usability testing plan being put together for white noise. I'm sprinting with the co-founder to, sort of 2 weeks before they're going to stop development, and then we're going to hash out the usability testing plan based on what's developed. Yeah, so that's pretty much the Oslo Freedom Forum update.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of opportunity for like global, like comprehensive community participation, but the outcome of that, the personas information, that will be ideally become a public resource for everyone. To get a better understanding of this whole ecosystem of activists, what their needs are, what their problems are, and all this type of stuff.
And we can totally rally together in terms of the usability testing. So if you guys are there and you want to help Yashraj out with his usability testing, or if you want to help out, White Noise with their usability testing, very, very welcome. So there's room to help out with those usability tests on those 2 products. And it would be amazing if we can, when these tests on these applications are being done, that we work from one central, how could you say, source of truth, or one central place where all of the data goes. So let's say White Noise is working on their usability test. They would use like a Google form, and then Dana Wallet would also use a Google form, and everything's being filled into the Google forms, and then that's being populated in one table so everyone has access to it.
Google Forms and activists, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's all stuff to figure out. But if someone wants to
Exactly.
come to Oslo Freedom Forum, there's a group going and there's some stuff happening, and there's an opportunity to organize other things too. It's still a few months away. It's a good opportunity to get in touch with that audience, which they kind of need Bitcoin in their lives.
And we're hoping to get access to a room. We don't have confirmation yet. Once I have confirmation or any updates, I will be very quick to share it with the group. Yeah.
Okay. Two more events here that are maybe good to talk about real quick, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
BTC Prague and the Presidio thing. BTC Prague. So Michael is our man on the ground in Prague. This is the third time we'll organize a design track at the Dev Hack Day there. Everyone's invited to join. Organizationally, they're renting out a whole floor in a hotel. There are three bigger rooms. There are three different tracks. One is like base chain, one is layer 2, the other one is like digital sovereignty or something like that, and the fourth one is design and creativity. And
it's called differently this
Yeah.
year. This year it's going to be called, wait for it,
pretty stuff.
Yeah, so they have on-chain, an on-chain track, on-chain, the heart of Bitcoin, layer 2, scaling the future, eCash, redefining digital money,
Ooh.
and users, Bitcoin made beautiful.
So we make the users beautiful, or the users make Bitcoin beautiful. What's going on here? But yeah, so that's kind of the design track. It's a smaller room. The other rooms are typically more like bigger conference room. The smaller room, we put sofas in, we make it darker, we make it more like a lounge, and we try to organize talks in the morning. So we need to organize people who do talks around diverse types of topics, and then we tried to do it more because practically reality is that at the end of the day, people are tired. They don't want to listen to stuff anymore. So we tried to do activities or something in the afternoon. Last year, it didn't work out so well. So we need to improve on that a little bit. So the organizational base is pretty much done from the last 2 years. We know the room, we know the place, we know where we get the furniture, we know how to lay out the room. That was all pretty good. The bigger parts to organize are the talks in the morning, where we need to find people. That's always a little bit tricky because like some people don't know if they're going and all this stuff. Then the afternoon activities, which require some thinking, and then any events around the conference. Do we want to have a hangout or a designer breakfast or anything else? Maybe at the conference, do some usability tests while people are there. So there's all kinds of stuff that we can also brainstorm a little bit as this larger conference hangout. So if anyone wants to help figure that one out, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah, I think for Dana Wallet, we do have a couple of people who live around that area, and if we are able to get something done at Cost of Freedom Forum, that's awesome. If we are not able to get something done there, maybe some of us can show up at BTC Prague and maybe do some user testing there. I think last year experience was awesome, and so I think this year also, hopefully, we can use the opportunity to get some user testing or some UX research done.
Yeah, maybe just start thinking about and coming up with some ideas or plans, and then we can just start trying to line things up.
And maybe as a side note, last time I think all the speakers or everybody who actively kind of contributed to the event, I think got free business passes for the main conference as well. So that always helps as a motivator, I guess. I have to confirm it with Matthias, the organizers this year. I haven't talked to him yet, but I'd assume it'll be handled in the same way. And I can think about maybe for people who want to come in early or leave late, that I could do some kind of city stroll tour, like the day before or on Sunday afterwards for anybody who wants to, for instance, see the smallest alley in Europe or stuff like that.
Yeah, and since we're kind of putting a program together, this is a good time to think about, well, what are the hot topics in Bitcoin right now? There are some UX or design or user adoption, whatever related. Maybe think about some projects, maybe invite people who do interesting work there, talk to them and see if they want to come. So this is a little bit of a program forming there.
It might be interesting to get a show of hands who is confirmed attending BTC Prague. Is there? I can speak for myself. So I'm not confirmed in attending. It's possible that I might need to be in the Netherlands because I see in that I have my kids that week as I co-parent. So that might be a little bit tricky for me to attend. That is I see it's the 18th of June. Yeah. So for me, unconfirmed at the moment.
Yeah, Eric, I'm counting on you. I also reached out
Yeah, I'm
to
confirmed.
to Jakub to see whether he can make it. Tentatively, as he said, he'd be interested, but I haven't heard back since.
Yeah, he did a great presentation last year.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Eric, are we even going to see anything from you if you're going to be if there's an
It's
ECAS
research
track?
at Trezor, but they don't have the capacity to do anything. But I was also talking to the designers at or design lead at Brains. Would be cool to maybe have a presentation about how to design this mini miner that they did, the Brains mini miner, stuff like that, where it's also a physical component.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
So I'm reaching out to all those people as well.
Very cool. Yeah, and for the afternoon, maybe we can think about some activities or so, bar camp or design battles or anything like that. And then since we just have 10 minutes left or so, the Presidio. So that one's the furthest out. So it's okay that that one's the least planned. It's more like October, November or something. There's no specific date. So if someone just wants to chime in and help figure out the dates,
I'm happy to kind of jump on that one because if it is, I think Steve replied in the GitHub issue that with in terms of the availability, and it seems that it's going to be in the week that I'm actually able to attend. So I'm happy to, yeah.
Awesome. And just for background on everyone, Bitcoin Presidio is a new Bitcoin co-working space in San Francisco. And so they're starting to have some events. And we just threw out the idea like, hey, how about get some designers there together for a week?
Yeah.
It's pretty far travel, I think, for a bunch of us Europeans and people from other places. For Canadians like Yasha, possibly into hostile territory. We will see. But yeah, it'd be awesome if that worked out. Get up. Oh no, sorry. Well, it's a big place. Yeah, but it would be really cool, right, to have kind of a place somehow get together and make something happen there. Bring some project teams maybe in that are local or so. Work with them. Yeah, so it's a whole series of very different types of events we're talking about between the Designathon, this Presidio, Prague. Very different things. Oh yeah, I meant the second Canada that's in Antarctica.
Right. Yeah.
The smaller one that's less known.
Yes.
I'm happy to jump on and create like a very, very draft of an ideas of what we can do there, more a brain dump, because we do need to get started with that because I believe that in terms of the location, there might be some restrictions. So, yeah.
And for Presidio.
Yeah, for Presidio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd aim to have that done by end of next week and just put it as a draft and just get you guys to all have a look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing
Yeah.
stuff out there. I don't even know.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, so I've never been to San Francisco. That's not a dox. I close my eyes. I've never been to SF. It's on the same side of the continent all the different hemispheres, but same side of the same side of the world. So I am also tentatively in for that, but yeah, don't know right now because we don't even know the dates and things like that. So who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. And if we don't get enough people together, then it doesn't make sense to have the event, right? So there's
Yeah,
stuff to figure out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd love this event to be something where we show the development community coming together with the design community and just showing and embracing that collaboration. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'd like to see. So, yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes now, a little bit of organizational stuff. I think it would be helpful if we continue having this weekly call. However, not everyone can always make all of these calls, and some stuff has to happen asynchronously. Is everyone okay taking initiative on the things that they're excited about, start conversations, or should we have a little bit more, I don't know, more structure, and just have the weekly check-ins, or what would everyone prefer?
A weekly call.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think weekly calls of this style are helpful.
Mhm. And anything in addition to that? Is it enough to have these? So, something, for example, we could have, like, this document can be like, go-to point, that any planning document, anything else, like if you're looking for it, you come here, and then you can find things. So things are not as scattered, because with 5 events or so, it easily gets scattered. Does everyone know where to find things, or which people to talk to, how to talk to each other? Anything else we should set up or so?
Is it an
No, good
idea
for
to,
me.
as you mentioned, to set up mini Discord chat groups with all the people involved in a specific initiative? I don't know.
Another option is just to create threads in Discord in the
That's
conferences
also
channel,
better.
because then they're
That's
very
much better.
visible, and we could just kind of keep adding in those
Yeah.
threads.
Yeah. Keeps things
Yeah,
public as well.
I
Yeah.
just created one this afternoon for the Hack Day in the conferences channel.
Perfect.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, and all these things can be whatever we want. We can think of the coolest events that we want to have, and we can organize them. We don't have to follow any patterns.
Full freedom.
We'll do what we think is cool.
Have fun. Don't forget to have
Let's do it.
fun.
Push boundaries. What's going on?
Exactly.
Yes, let's do it exactly like that. I want hats like that. Yeah, awesome, cool. Anything else you want to chat about? Did we miss any events?
Nope.
Don't think so. I mean, not for the. Oh yeah, we have the. There's a lot of stuff going on in the second half of the year as well, huh?
Yeah, a lot of these also seem to be, all the adopting Bitcoin and Africa conference and all that.